So today I will give you 3 tips that will help you as a beginner. So the tip number 1 is, if you use Unreal Engine 5, then you will notice one thing, that you will not see any kind of timeline option in the engine. There is no timeline, but there is a thing called level sequencer. So it will work like a timeline. So if you go to this logo and if you click on this, you will get 2 options. The first one is add level sequencer and the second one is add level sequencer with shorts. So the first one, you have to click on the first one and you have to just set your directory. I will just set this one, or I can just create a new folder. So I will just name this thing 1 and then I will save this. So now you can see you will get this type of timeline, and now in this one you can animate, you can drag drop your cube. Suppose I want to add this cube, just select the cube, add, and then actor to sequence, add cube, and now you can see this cube is added to this one. And now you can animate anything. Suppose I want to give a keyframe there and then I want to give a keyframe there. So what will happen now, it will animate like this. So this is the timeline of Unreal Engine 5. You have to add this level sequencer to animate your characters or anything you want to animate. And there is a second thing, that is the add level sequencer with shorts. So the use of this thing is, it will collect all your level sequencer in this one. So I will just show you. Just create the level sequencer with shorts and you will see that we get 5 shots. Okay, so how you can use this? Suppose you have a scene where you are making a short film or something like that, and you have multiple camera angles. So suppose in the level sequencer 1, so if I go to my content browser, level sequencer, you will see we have level sequencer 1. Suppose if I duplicate this one and if I write this thing 2, this is shot 1 and this is shot 2. Suppose I have a camera in the level sequencer 1 and it has a separate camera angle compared to the level sequencer 2. So what you can do with the master sequencer, you will just go to your content browser, select this 2, hold shift and then drag drop this thing to your level sequencer, and now you have this 2 level sequencer. And now what you can do, you can render this both level sequencer at the same time with movie render queue. So like this you can create multiple level sequencer with multiple camera angles, with multiple shots, and you can combine all those things into a same level sequencer. That is your add level sequencer with short, and it is also known as the master level sequencer, something like that, I'm not sure. So tip number 2 is, if you want to render something in Unreal Engine 5, you will get 2 options. The first one is movie render queue. If you click on this one, 3 dots, the first one is movie scene capture legacy and then second one is movie render queue. But if you are new to Unreal Engine 5, then this movie render queue option will not enable. You have to just go to your edit page, go to plugins, and then you will get this type of interface. Just search for render or you will get this option, movie render queue. You have to enable this plugin and you have to restart your engine. So after restart, you will see 2 options. So if you click on 3 dots, you will get 2 options. First one is movie scene capture, and if you select this one and if you click on this logo, then you will see something like this. So Unreal use this thing as a default to render out anything, any scene or any shots. It will just for a quick render or something like that. And if you need high quality renders, then you have to use movie render queue. So you have to just go to your 3 dots and click and select movie render queue and then click on this logo. You will get something like this. You will just see one option. So if I create a new, suppose, level, you will just see this one, and if I click on this one, you will see something like this. So this is the movie render queue, and you can get very high quality renders with this one, and I will highly recommend you to use this thing compared to that legacy one, because it will just give you the maximum quality. So always use movie render queue for your final render. And if you want to know about the settings and everything, I already made a separate tutorial on that, how to get maximum quality with your with Unreal Engine 5. So you can watch that thing. I will put the link in the description. So the tip number 3 is, suppose I have a cube there, and now you can see the pivot point. This is the pivot point of the cube. You can see we have this one. If you try to rotate this thing, suppose if I press E, then it will show this rotation button and I can rotate this thing. And suppose now I want to rotate this thing from the angle, a particular angle, suppose like from the right side. So how I can shift this pivot point to the right? So the easy way to shift this pivot point is hold Alt on your keyboard and then hold middle mouse of your mouse, and then you can just drag this pivot point. And if I leave this thing there, now you can see the pivot point of this cube is at the corner. And now if you click on E, and then you can rotate this thing from that pivot point. So this is a very useful thing. You can change any object pivot point and you can move that thing particular on that direction or from that pivot point. And now if you want to fix this pivot point at this place, then you have to just right click and then you will get an option of pivot, and you have to select set pivot offset here. And now what will happen, it will permanently shift that pivot point there, and now you can just rotate this thing from that angle. So yeah, that's it for this tutorial. Thank you for watching.